welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to attempt to take 3 level 3A plates, which are rated for pistols up to 44 Magnum, and put them together and try to stop a 308, which is a level 3 plate. What we have is a AR 500, very thin. It's actually thinner than a 1/4 inch. This is supposedly level 3A. AR 500. After that, we're going with Kevlar, soft Kevlar, again level 3A, and we're going to back all this up with polyethylene. We're going to sandwich these together just like this, put some tape, take them out to the range. We might start out with smaller projectiles, end with 308. Okay, so we have done what we're going to do to the plates. I have added some duct tape, for lack of a better word, Gorilla Tape, because I know a lot of people are worried any metal strike face, they're worried about fragmentation. So we went ahead and put this. We also put some Plastidip coating on the front of it, and that is ready. Like I said, we are not doing anything to the Kevlar. It is stitched, it is put together, and the polyethylene I just taped real easily. Now what I'm going to do is tape all these together, but what I wanted to mention is what we will be testing it against is this is level 3, or what we're trying to achieve is level 3. This is pure polyethylene. This is level 3. So you can see they're roughly the same size. One of the big differences, pure polyethylene weighs a lot less. This altogether, probably with the tape, will weigh about 4.5 pounds. This will probably weigh about 3 pounds. So big weight advantage to this. But what I'm interested to see, first, will it stop a 308? Potentially not. We don't know. We're going to go and test that out. So let's take these out to the range. Like I said, we're not going to be going crazy with AP rounds or anything like that. But let's take these out to the range. Let's see what each one can do. Okay, so we're back at the range, testing out. This is the plate that we ended up with. It has the metal, Kevlar, and polyethylene in the back. And it's actually ultra high molecular weight polyethylene, if you want to be precise. But these are all rated at level 3A. And we put 3 of them together. We're going to try to make this a level 3 plate. And what we're going against is an actual level 3 plate. This is just many layers of ultra high molecular weight polyethylene. Like I said earlier, this weighs about right under 3 pounds. This weighs 4.5 with all the tape. As you can probably see, hopefully, the thicknesses are very similar. This is actually a little bit thicker. This came in at under 1 inch. And we're also going to throw in this specialty plate here. This is something I kind of came up with that has tile and a little bit of polyethylene in the back, all encased in a urethane. This is actually more of a test that I'm doing with Tech This Out Meow. This is part of his panel system that he's looking at for armoring some vehicles. So we're going to test this out at the same time. Again, I don't have the actual weight and dimensions of this. What I do have is that if this were a 1x1 panel, it would be 9 pounds, 6 ounces. So that's what this will come out to. We're trying to keep that under 10 pounds in a 1x1 panel. So let's go ahead. We're going to start out with 7.62x39. Hopefully see that we can stop that with this. Move up from there. We'll be starting out this plate with Ruger American Ranch in 7.62x39. We'll be shooting 123 grain full metal jackets. And we have our new little Garmin chronograph up here to see if we can get some velocities. Okay, ready? Here we go. (2,347 feet per second). Let's go check and see if it did anything. This is where we obviously hit, and it actually did go through the metal. Did not come out the back. That's a good sign. And very little deformation, back face deformation in the back. Okay, so although it's less energy, I think we'll do the 5.56 next, so we can get a speedy little round in there. So next up, we'll be doing 5.56, 55 grain full metal jacket. These are supposed to be going 31.65. See what we get in these. We'll go from there. Ready? Speed. Huh, interesting. 3,181 feet per second. Clear. They say speed is what does it. It definitely went through the metal like nothing. I mean, very, very little. So let's see. Were we able to stop the 5.56? Oh, we were not. We were not able to stop that 5.56. It went straight through all three of them. Very interesting. You know what? We're shooting it with the 308 anyway. We're gonna see what happens. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and shoot this plate anyway with the 308. Again, this is supposed to be going 2750. This is 7.62 by 51, 149 grain. Maybe the slower speed. This has got quite a bit more energy though, so we're gonna hit it in between and a little bit lower. Go from there. Are you ready? Woo! Speed 2,810 feet per second. That is where the 308 hit. Oh, yep, I can. Wait a second. Oh, it went through, but not by much. It went through about half of the clay, but it sure knocked it back. We are gonna go ahead, because this was slower. I'm gonna shoot it with a green tip also, just to see what that does. So let's do that. We're going M855 Federal. This is supposed to be going right around 3,000 feet per second. 3,020 is what it says. Still screaming, so I'm assuming this will go through, but we're gonna put it on the top portion of that plate and we'll go from there. Ready? Huh, 2,943 feet per second. Let's see if the speed made any difference. Here we are, fourth shot, green tip. It's got the penetrating core in there. Let's see what this one did. As suspected, that one also went straight through. May have done as much damage as the 308, if not a little bit more. Let me show you the back side of the plate. 7.62 by 39, 55 grain, full metal jacket 5.56, 308, which snuck out the top there, and M855, 62 grain 5.56. Okay, so next up, we got the legitimate level 3 plate. This is pure polyethylene, ultra high molecular weight polyethylene. It's also pressed, so this should be able to stop our 5.56 55 grain full metal jacket. Again, should be going about 3150, 3160 feet per second. So let's give it a shot. Good. Speed 3,152. Clear. We're gonna go ahead and shoot the 308 right away. The 5.56 and the 308 should be able to be stopped. So we're gonna do 2, go down there, check it, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, good? Yeah. Whoa! Speed 2,831. Let's go check that. Obviously did not go through. This was the plate here. This is the back. Did not go through. For reference, I will show the back face deformation is about 2 inches wide. And if I look at it from the side, I would say it's about 20 millimeters. So take that for what that is. The clay is not calibrated or anything. This is the 5.56 up there. We're gonna go ahead and shoot green tip at this one also. Let's see what it does. Okay, so we went ahead, we got the green tip in here. We put the plate back up. Let's see if we could stop this. I'm not sure it's rated for it, but we'll see. Good?
Yeah.
Speed 2,930 feet per second. Clear. Okay, so walking up, we got the 55 grain full metal jacket, the 308. This is the green tip. Were we able to stop it? Holy smokes. That's a no. This was not able to stop it. I understand it's not rated for green tip, but pretty interesting. So out here today, we're also testing this little panel here. This is part of Tech This Out Meow. Put a link in the description for one of his MAV system. It's a mobile armored vehicle system that he's coming up with. He's gonna do panels that are about 1 foot by foot that you can insert and kind of make any vehicle armored. So what we have here is a 1/2 inch thick of tile and some polyethylene in the back, taped up. Sandwiched with urethane. We're just gonna see the 2 projectiles we're shooting are 7.62 by 39 and 5.56 55 grain full metal jacket. First up, we got the 7.62 by 39 123 grain full metal jacket. We'll try to hit this on the left side a little bit, get a chrono reading. Good?
Yeah.
Woo, righty, speed 2,352. Okay, walking up to this, what the heck? That actually stopped it. I think. It did. That put a little hurting on you, but this is vehicle armor. It's not gonna be heavy back face deformation we have to worry about. So, holy smokes. Let's see if speed can get through this. 5.56 now. So next up, we got the 55 grain full metal jacket. This one is gonna be going quite a bit faster. Let's see if it'll stop this one. Good?
Yeah.
Speed 3,161 feet per second. Clear.
So unfortunately we lost the audio for the rest of the way. It was quite windy and we were having some problems. But as you can see, to my astonishment, we were able to stop the 55 grain full metal jacket in this small little 6x6 sample tile plate. Very little back face deformation. Once again, not something we were really looking at, being that it's vehicle armor. But I decided to go ahead and move on to a 62 grain M855 green tip. So let's see that now. So as we walk up to this one, I am still amazed that we are able to get 3 shots within a 6x6 tile piece. Now, while this did not completely stop the green tip, I was still amazed that if you look closely, all the metal, the round was left within an inch of the clay. So I decided, you know what, let's go ahead, put this back up and shoot it with 308 and see what that can do. So walking up to this plate, I wasn't expecting much. We had put this 4th shot with an inch of the 7.62x39. But amazingly, it's still holding up. And to my surprise, it almost stopped the 308 round. Now, granted, there was a little bit of lead spray that came out at the side of that. And even despite that, the back face deformation was beyond anything that you could probably stand up from. So knowing that we were that close to stopping, I'm going to try something that has more of a rigid backing and see if we take this back out again and accomplish the level 3. Let's go back to the shop and tear these things apart.
Okay, so we're back at the shop. We're going to go ahead and tear these down. Not that there's too much to tear down on this, but as you can see, here's the 4 shots we took. I have already started to take the tape off of them. So let's see what it looks like on the actual metal. As you can see, this is our 7.62x39. This was our 5.56, a very clean straight hole through 308 and green tip. That's the back side of the metal plate. And then going into the Kevlar, once again, you can see the 7.62x39 actually did go into the Kevlar, as did the other 3. And they came out. And right here is the ultra high molecular weight polyethylene, the last back of this. And as you can see, 7.62x39 did stop. The 55 grain over here, 5.56 continued through, as did the green tip and the 308. The 308 had lost quite a bit of its energy, and most of it is actually still stuck in here, but it did punch a little hole out through the top. Moving on to the pure polyethylene plate. As you can see, these were the 3 shots that we did. The 5.56, I'm sorry, this is the 5.56 55 grain, the 308, and the green tip. When you turn it around, the green tip was the only one that made it through. It is not rated for that. The 308 did delaminate this about halfway through. And as you can see, that's about the amount of back face deformation that this got. So that was the 3A plate. And last, this little panel that we're using for the Meow system. Didn't get to see too much of this one. This one is still amazing. I gotta tell you, 4 hits, 4 solid hits, and this plate is still basically shining. I am shocked. This thing could have taken more hits. It almost looks like it did an amazing job for being 6x6, taking 4 hits. I would say all within about an inch of each other. This is about 2 inches apart. Man, it handled it incredibly well. What I didn't tell you also is that it's flexible. I mean, yes, it's been hit, but the reason we put it in urethane is so that it would flex. So, flexes, stays together. I mean, multiple hit, amazing. And if you guys are still here to the end, I appreciate it. Sorry for the audio that went out earlier. It was a crazy day. So, until the next one, we'll see you then.